Alright, so this is my hammock camping setup. It's pretty simple. It takes up kind of a lot of space if you compare it to a tent, but the amount of comfort that you have when sleeping in a hammock is, in my opinion, superior. So the only limitation to using a hammock system for camping is you have to have some place to set the hammock up, so like trees, or you could use like one side of a pickup truck and a tree or something like that. But so you can't really use this in a field, obviously. So this is the actual hammock. This is a Eno double nest in khaki and olive. I like to blend in. This is the bug net that goes with it, specifically made for this type of hammock. I have the carabiners inside of each of these. This is a Snug Pack jungle bag, which also has a mosquito net that I don't wind up using. I just like it because it's lightweight, it's small, and it's just enough for out here in Hawaii. I think this is rated down to 40 degrees Fahrenheit comfort level, so that's more than enough for me. And then this is the lightweight multi-mat. I think this is also made by Snug Pack. This is much lighter than the thick, sort of heavy-duty nylon one. This is like a lightweight kind of nylon. But these are great. So the reason I recommend using one of these in a hammock is, I tested it, the first time I tested my hammock for like overnight camping here in Hawaii, I go to a place where it's kind of breezy, and I noticed that even though, my torso was warm, I had the sleeping bag on myself like a blanket, my back was really, really cold, just because the wind was passing underneath it. I had a hoodie on and everything, but my weight compressed the insulation against the hammock, and I ultimately didn't have any insulation, so my chest was actually sweating, whereas my back was icy cold. So this multi-mat, or you could use one of those corrugated foam pads, whatever your budget allows for, whatever you're comfortable with. And just tuck it in your hammock and lay on top of it and get that sort of vapor barrier going on. This is the tarp that I use. I originally bought one of the tarps specifically made by Eno for the hammock system, but I wound up getting this by Itowa Gear. This is made in the USA. Made in the deep south, and this is great. They have olive, they have woodland camo. They have a handful of colors. This is a 10 by 10 too. So whereas the Eno hammock tarp is a little bit it's like cut pretty much to only cover the hammock itself. This is just a big 10 by 10 foot square, so it's a little more versatile. I use it much in the same way as the Eno tarp, but it just gives you more coverage basically, and you can bring one side up, as I'll show later on in the video. Bring one side up, and you can cover like a cooking area or a sitting area or whatever. For straps to hang up the hammock, I decided not to go with the Eno nylon straps because I read a whole bunch of reviews where people would set up their hammock and they'd be in it for 4 or 5 hours and they'd wake up with their ass touching the ground because the nylon will slowly stretch throughout the night. So I got all this stuff from Strapworks. I'll put links below. And I contacted those guys. I explained the application that I wanted to use the webbing for, and they're like, yeah, get polyester webbing because it doesn't stretch at all. So this is sort of thick polyester webbing, 1 inch. They have all kinds of patterns on there too, bunch of camo. Like I said, I like to blend in. Double-sided Velcro that I also got from their site for super cheap, and I just use that to sort of keep it in place when I have it rolled up. All the other hardware I got from Strapworks as well. These are OD Green powder-coated D-rings. I basically just took these into a place. I think that Strapworks will actually do this custom if you want. My friend told me after I told him about this that they actually make these prefabricated, but with O-rings instead of D-rings. I just did this because I didn't realize that, and I wanted exactly what I wanted. So these are stainless steel ratchets. So I'll show you exactly how I set this up later on. Anyways, that's part 1 of the video. I'm going to load this up into my Maxpedition Sitka over here, and just click on the link for the second video, and I'll show you how I set it up.